Back Row Ministry of the World Premier Mr. Marty coming at you live and direct. Not in the Dodge Ram studio, as you see. I'm having some issues with Ram trucks. If you are the owner of a 5.7 Hemi and you have experienced the misfire, then you are feeling my pain. Right now, I'm hoping that Chrysler are men and women enough to pay for the mistake that they caused with their engine design. So that is my hope right now. So moving forward, a lot of changes in the finals. Went back to one of the first picks I had made. Philly was a pick that I added in there, but went back to the original pick of Boston, Cleveland. Although I was totally thrown off the pick after Kyrie got hurt, but you know, it's always an edge for the gambling scenario for the suckers bet, and a lot of suckers have put their money on Cleveland versus Golden State. And I'm telling you, you're not going to get that. If you already bet your money's gone. I hate to tell you, money gone. They got you. You're a sucker, and that's what they love, a bunch of suckers. So, money gone. You'll be all right. But things are pretty much playing out. We saw this LeBron versus Michael Jordan thing. So let's see if LeBron can have his Michael Jordan moment against the Boston Celtics. Maybe he comes back and leads them back. Who knows? Like I said, I still got Houston winning. Even if LeBron makes it to the championship, I still got Houston winning. Still am leery about LeBron even getting out of the East. I think a lot of this has to do with Brad Stevens and the new great hope in the coaching range, which will be Brad Stevens. He's the new man. He's the man they picked. So let's watch Brad Stevens. Like I said, Brad won't get a title this year, but next year will be the year, or the year after next. But Brad is kind of still in that game. He's going to get a title, but really this year I think it's just summing up with Houston and the coach of Houston, who's been in this situation quite a few times. And I think it's D'Antoni's time to win. It's his time to win it. And I think he's in a good position right now to be wrote in as an NBA champion and champion coach. So let's watch for that. I'm continuing to watch Houston. Like I say, it is what it is. It is what it is. So we move closer to this royal wedding and the rituals of the royal wedding. As you see, a lot of people are starting to pass away as we get closer and closer to this wedding. Margot Kidder passed away. Miss Lois Lane. We had a coach passing away. So a lot of people are starting to pass away around this time as you get closer and closer to the ritual of the wedding. So a lot of people are asking, who is the Markel girl? Well, as you know, it was a game with Howie Mandel. It was a game show where people picked briefcases, and there would be a bunch of girls on stage that would open the briefcases, and there were certain money amounts, and your job was not to, I think it was not to pick. It was not to pick a briefcase. You pick certain briefcases, but you hope that the briefcases that you kept had the big money amounts in it. That was the whole thing. So that was pretty much the aim of the game. So Miss Markel, Megan Markel, was one of those girls. She was on this game show pretty much opening up suitcases. That's been her limit in Hollywood. I haven't really seen Megan Markel in any other things. That's was her claim to fame, opening up suitcases on briefcases on this game show. So people will ask, well, this is a fairy tale princess ending. It's some old Disney shit where the poor pauper black girl gets picked by the royal to become princess. And if you believe that, then you believe my ass itches 7 days a week. No, it doesn't work like that. Meghan Markle is selected. She's selected because of who she is and her bloodline, and it has nothing to do with her mother. It is all on her father's side. He is a Markle, but he's he's related to a family in England called the Hussies. So why are the Hussies important? Well, the Hussies were the original founders of Nantucket. You can look that up on Wikipedia and some other sites and read up on the history of Nantucket, and you'll see the Hussies. The Hussies were the original founders of Nantucket. The Hussies also, down the line where the bloodline is connected from Meghan and Prince Harry, is through the Bowles, B-O-W-E. So the Bowles connect Harry and Meghan Markle to each other and make them cousins. This is about incest, ladies and gentlemen. This is about incest. It's always been about incestual relationships to keep the blood pure. Incestual relationships to keep the blood pure. And people say, well, it's not incestual. There are 14, 15 cousins, 36 cousins down the line. But the blood is pure because of the incestual relationships of the past. Meaning family having sex with family. This has always been the creed of royalty. This is not the first time. If you go through royal history of the kings and queens, majority of them in many countries were married off to their cousins. Were married off to their cousins. So this is not anything that's new. So Meghan Markle and Harry were selected because they are cousins. They are cousins. And you have to have a royal bloodline to be a part of the royal family. To be the president of the United States, you have to be a part of the royal bloodline. To be a senator, you have to be a part of this royal bloodline. They must be able to trace your heritage back. You have to be able to trace your heritage back, especially if you're going to be the president. So Barack Obama, through his mother, was a part of the royal bloodline. Remember now, it was Dick Cheney himself who admitted that Barack was his cousin. I think they were like ninth cousins. But he was telling you how the bloodline works. If you think about it, a lot of times when Barack got in trouble, Dick Cheney just appears on TV to the rescue, kind of deflecting anything that was on Barack onto himself. That's the bloodline protecting himself. So this whole ritual is about bloodline. Making the bloodline and continuing the line to be pure, creating out these spawns of the bloodline who will go on as time goes to be dominant in the New World Order. Remember now, Prince Harry and the boys and their family are about to get a lot of power after the Queen passes. There's going to be a lot of power, a lot of changes in England coming soon. I've always feared a civil war in England after the Queen passes. So let's look to see how England goes. But it's all about incestual bloodlines, keeping the blood pure. You can't be part of a dynasty without being a part of the bloodline. So Meghan Markle is not, this is not no poor princess coming from the hood story. This is selection. This is selection. We call it breeding, selective breeding. That's what it is, selective breeding. Where you picked, you're selected, and you play your role. That's what it's all about. Mr. Markley Back Road Ministry, peace and agri.